Um, a lot of waiting for the fucking stream to reconnect. Waiting for that wonderful ba-da-doom or reconnected noise. I was right. There is something you shouldn't share. Yeah, evidently so. I've closed like every program on my computer. This sucks. We're dropping hella frames. I hate this. I hate this a lot. Yes, there are other streamers in Mexico. If you pay for your own Wi-Fi, you can choose to get good Wi-Fi here. The problem is that I think that Airbnb hosts are very like, they want to save a lot of money by cutting on costs. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to get like super cheap Wi-Fi or get a cheap Wi-Fi solution. And just a lot of places, especially in Tijuana, which is not a good part of Mexico, that's what they choose to do. So, you know, if I was in in Ciudad proper, if I was in like the capital, if I was in Mexico City, it would probably be different. But it, you know, in Tijuana, it is what it is, you know. There's some kind of Spanish phrase about like, what do you expect? It's Tijuana or something like that I've heard a few times. I don't know. I don't know what exactly it is in Spanish, but like, yeah, that's just what it's like here, dude. So rip in that regard. I could always fly to Mexico City and go there. It's just like, it's a bit far away, and I haven't a ton of funds at the moment, so a bit of a risk that I'm not willing to take. Can you connect to your phone Wi-Fi? I don't have phone Wi-Fi. So I have T-Mobile, which does let me roam with my data in Mexico. Completely awful, unusable. I can't even use it on the phone to watch videos or anything. So I don't have the option of turning the Wi-Fi on my phone. Now, if you're asking, could I put the SIM card in my phone to save the money off the pocket Wi-Fi and use the phone as a hotspot? I could, but that's not really giving us a fair swing of testing whether or not the mobile Wi-Fi thing would work, because I've had issues with my phone being a hotspot and the speed on it everywhere I've been. And it doesn't seem to matter how good my phone's speed is. The hotspot on it is not super efficient. So I don't feel like that would be a fair test of the system. Making the investment in the future and having the mobile Wi-Fi thing is not that big of a deal long term. It's just a big deal short term. But I would be wasting all the money I would spend on the SIM card and on the plan if I put it on this phone that's not going to work as a really good mobile hotspot. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, do you want to save the 150 or 200 and like gamble that hopefully it works on your phone, or do you want to give it the best chance of success and have a tool that you might be able to use in the future, or that you'll for sure be able to use in the future? And so I kind of want to go with the option B. You know, you got cool art though. Thanks, Duder. Book looks like a good mood. Yeah, certainly better than I normally am. But, you know, there's not a lot to complain about in my life besides finances. And so, you know, things are looking up. I had a very, very good day today in particular. So, you know, and I'm hopeful for the future. I think that if I'm able to keep up what I'm doing with like some of my production stuff, that would be good for me. It's just about whether or not that stays consistent or not. I should check for you how expensive a Starlink is. No, I think Starlink sucks. I think your connection is just fine though. I don't know about that, bro. We're dropping out. I don't know what connection you're talking about. Book go to Amazon like Jungle Book? No, thanks. Do an IRL in the Amazon? No, bruh. I don't want to catch diseases and get mosquitoes and shit. No thanks, bruh. No thank you. That's not good for me. We could do a video there. That's the cool thing about video is I don't have to worry about this stupid Wi-Fi shit. Like I just need my phone and a battery and that's it. You know what I mean? Like I have all the equipment to do mobile recordings. You know, I have my wireless microphone. I could really just go out and record videos. It's just like, I'm not confident as a videographer that I'm like recording things well. I don't know what to record and how to frame it so that an editor could edit it. So I need to learn some basics about editing that kind of footage and get some practice with it before like I feel confident working with somebody else as an editor and paying them for that. So there's a few steps in the way of getting that done. But now that I'm working on this productivity system and separating out like the different projects in my life and kind of evaluating what to drop and what to focus on and what time during the week are different things going to be worked on, I'm going to kind of try to turn this into a sort of 9 to 5. And that 9 to 5 doesn't need to be a bunch of boring work, nor does it need to be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You know, like part of that 9 to 5 can be setting aside time to go outside and do stuff or to plan trips. So, you know, I'm just trying to increase the number of productive hours I can squeeze out of myself a day while minimizing the stress that extra work is you know, taking. And I think that I have a plan moving forward for how to try to do that. It's just about if I can stay consistent with that and if that works out, you know, and I hope it will, because it did before when I did essay stuff. So I think as long as I'm consistent with it, it could work again now. Imagine the Wi-Fi. Yeah, the Wi-Fi would be awful in the Amazon, I would presume. Yeah, like, yeah, YouTuber book arc for sure. It's kind of interesting to think about. There's a part of me that's tempted to just not do it under the Booksmarts channel or to start something else other than Booksmarts. But like, I don't know if that's possible until I have a better idea of like, what are all these projects going on? How much time are they taking from me? And how much time do I have left to do other stuff? You know, like, I need to do like proper business style, you know, like proper project management style outlining of what all these projects are, their timelines, what kinds of things they need from me, what other stakeholders are there in those projects. And then like properly organized timelines to get those things done. So taking a much more structured approach to what up to this point I've been fairly abstract about. And that abstraction has kind of led to a lot of stuff falling down the drain or being up in the air and up to my emotional, you know, state or whatever, and that's not good. It should all rely on a system that's outside of me. That way things can be consistent. So that's what I'm working on, but what that'll do is it'll clear the fog of like what I can get done, and I'm pretty sure I'll be disappointed at how little I'll be able to get done at the end of it, as I have been up till now. But at least I'll be honest with myself and I can be like, well, I don't think I can do this thing. I don't think I can manage this YouTube thing. I don't think I can, you know, answer all these emails. I need to pay somebody to do that. You know, like it'll give me solid answers to things. And those answers might not be what I want to hear, but it is what it is, you know? I could be your camera guy. Well, maybe if we're near each other. You would make a great war correspondent. I'm not... No, I'm not going into some war plays, bruh. Get out of here with that. Yo, my pee-pee hurts. What should I do? Somebody should probably ban you. That's what I think. Okay, so like I said in chat, this will be the last DC that I'm going to stomach. I've basically said the TLDR of what I wanted to say to you guys. I've gotten the community messages out. I will keep the VODs up for like a day, and then I will delete all of them. Huge rip, but you know, there's not much I can do about this. I've spent, I shit you not, 5.5 hours outside of stream trying to troubleshoot this and coming up with ideas. I have the idea of the mobile Wi-Fi thing. I could try and spend a bunch of money on that. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to be really, really bummed out. But it's outside of my control. I can't waste my like emotional and mental energy on stuff that's like not within my control, you know? So I'm trying really hard to just not get frustrated by shit that is just outside of my control, which a lot of that's been happening lately, especially in the last like month or two of my life. It's just a lot of stuff where like I make a really good faith effort to try and like make shit work, and then sometimes it doesn't. And it's the ball is not in my court for a lot of that shit. And this is just an example of that. The ball is not in my court. I've done everything I can to try and make this work, and if it doesn't, oh well. You know, just keeping you guys updated is good. I think being live and having you guys see me and knowing I'm not dead is probably good. And it'll make you appreciate it more when we get streams where I can go for multiple hours, you know, like the last one, which I would suggest checking out. New haircut from a while ago, bro. I just styled it differently today. I timed them out as soon as I saw the message, but wasn't sure if you'd want them banned. Yeah, timeout's fine. Timeout's fine. If I was in front of the Twitch chat, I would ban them, but I don't think you should ban them. I would have banned them because I would have been frustrated that nobody had even timed them out. But luckily for them, I didn't have my Twitch thing in front of me because I've closed every tab to try and limit the bandwidth. Is the ball is not in my court an Aztec joke? No, it's not. You seem very obsessed with Amazon and Aztec and all this other nonsense, buddy. All good. We still love you, Bookie. Good to hear, bro. So True Mr. Girl has 2 channels. I think he's doing okay. What are we talking about? Oh, the Mr. Girl stuff. Yeah, I don't know, bro. You could chalk it up to whatever. That's another good example of like, I don't know, the ball feels out of my court with this one. The dude doesn't believe the shit that I'm telling him about, like, what I believe in. I totally didn't expect that to be the case. So that's kind of like a blindsided, like, fuck, what do I do? There was some shit that I fucked up on, like asking the chat, like, is this weird? Like, because I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, what do I do here? This is not even listening to me. Like, is this going as badly as I perceive it to be going? You know, like, those are some mistakes that I made. I for sure made mistakes, but I've already talked about all of that. I've owned up to like a lot of the criticisms that I got for that conversation. And I think we talked about a lot of, you know, Mr. Girl's contribution to that conversation not working out. And, you know, so I don't know. All that's already done, dude. Yeah, we need to know if your kidney is still safe. Yeah, it's still in there, dude. Here in England, we're fascinated with Aztec culture. It's very niche and strange. Asking chat for feedback is not a mistake. I mean, it depends. Some of you guys are fucking trolls. And in this channel, and this is actually a reputation I've noticed is on a lot of Reddits and stuff about me. They're like, the way he interacts with his chat is really weird. Yeah, I was in there and he banned me just for disagreeing with him or something like that. You know, like, I always take it, and you guys probably should take it with a grain of salt when somebody gives you their story about why they were banned from a channel. So first of all, people mix up getting timed out and getting banned a lot. So there's that first filter of awful. Then there's the next filter of like, how are they portraying or characterizing what they did in the chat versus like, what did they actually do to get banned in the chat, right? What is the other half of that story? And I think you'll often find that once you have all the details, you can begin to understand why that person was banned or timed out or, you know, whatever happened to them. So, yeah, I read a lot of those and it's like, well, if after getting timed out or banned a single time, you freaked the fuck out and you lost your shit and this is how you talk about me afterwards. Like, I don't know, bro. It seems like we were hunting for the thing, like in that movie where the alien comes and it changes into looking like a person. You have to find out who the alien is. It's kind of like a Among Us.